So this is just a quick run through of my impressions so far of setting up Google Play Store and Android apps for Chromebooks using on an education account. So obviously, what's now appeared inside Chrome management in the admin console is that obviously as you go down, you've now got Google Play Store settings here, so you can switch it on for your domain, which then if it's a device that will take it, then the Google Play Store will then pop up and appear on those devices. So as you can see here, everything else is then managed under device management inside the user settings. So what I can't see at the moment is a way to just leave blanket approval for staff, because obviously we've got different organizations that'll have different settings. But if we go down, here we go. So Play Store. So obviously you have to change this to allow before anything will appear in the App Store. But it only shows the apps which are approved by the admin, which is fine for students. It's exactly how I'd want it. I'd love for staff to be able to actually explore and try stuff out, but it seems they can only also access the same list. But that's okay. So going into the app management section here is how we then set up after that which apps are going to appear. So this seems to be working okay now. I had a couple of bugs to start with in that the first few apps that I added appeared in the store, but then after that nothing appeared. So I had to turn off and switch on again Google Play Store options right from the beginning, and then they all came up, and it seems to work now. So what we can see once you add an app, so we add an app down here from the Play Store. It's quite limited at the moment, so there's no paid apps in here as far as I can tell. There's only free apps that are available, which obviously is a bit of a pain. So if I wanted something like Book Creator, which is an app that we wanted, it obviously doesn't exist on here at the moment, but other apps obviously do. So if I were to try and add one, so let's say we take Pic Collage. Oh, I've already done that one. I'll choose one I've not done. Let's take, I don't really care, any of them will do. Let's take the Android version of Google Keep then. So if I approve this, approve it, so that's then going to pop up, and then if we go to the app management now, let me just jump back to it from here. Not that I can see. Probably a way of doing that. The app management's in here. So we can see it now down here. So we should see Keep on the list somewhere just there. And it shows us not configured at the moment, so it's not going to show up of any students' Play Stores yet. So I click on this one. Then a load of other settings appear and then disappear, so maybe there's some more coming to this. So under the user settings, all I have at the moment then, so for the top level org, I can turn it on, I can force installation, pin it, etc., and then save. Takes a few minutes before it then shows up in the Play Store, so it may not be there yet. But we click on the Play Store, you see how this actually looks. So what we have is basically a school-based Play Store here. So I can, oh, that kills it. If I go to the side, that is the store home. Okay, so that's already there. There's no way to browse the general store for students. There we go. Google Keeps popped up now on here. So we can just then install that, and away it goes. In terms of what works in the way of the apps, I found it a little hit or miss at the moment. So some things work really quite well, and others not so well at the moment. So some of the simpler stuff, Sketch Nation works great. Lightbot actually works really well. But then things like Toontastic, which is Google's Google's latest released one that you would hope would work quite well, it doesn't. So you'll see in a minute it'll start up and then it'll just sit on a white screen, or is it just going to give me a black screen and nothing today? Yes, nothing at all this time. Oh, stopped. So, yeah, I'm finding the app's a little hit or miss with what actually works, which is a bit of a shame at the moment. So, obviously, still in beta, and I understand that some things won't work, but I'm finding quite a lot doesn't work at the moment. Things that use like device specific functions like Bluetooth are quite interesting. So, Blockly that works with the Dash and Dot robots kind of nearly works. So the app's fine. It actually manages to use the system Bluetooth to scan to find the device, and it finds it, but then it drops the connection straight away after that, which is a bit of a shame. Whereas one that worked perfectly for me was where are we on here? So the mbot robot stuff, make block, and the mbot stuff worked absolutely fine. I had to go through the Bluetooth settings just to connect to the actual device, but after that it was actually fine. So that worked pretty great. And other ones are working okay. Power Director actually worked. The Foos took forever to load, but it did work. Roblox, not at the moment. It gets so far, and then you try and load a particular game in it, and it fails out. Pixel works. Scratch Junior works, but then we already had a Chrome version of that, which is identical. So, as I say, a bit hit or miss, but cool that it's set up for education now, and that we can actually start to set it up and understand how the settings work and what we can do in terms of management, which is cool. And so, obviously, I'm still waiting for this to appear on the student devices yet because they're on stable channel for what they're doing, but I'm expecting it to pop up quite soon. I guess with Chrome 56 update on their devices. So I want to be ready for when it comes in so that we can actually have it managed and start to use it. But yeah, that's my initial thoughts on it so far. It's cool that it's there. Very happy that we're moving forward on it now, but obviously still stability issues and it's a bit bare bones at the moment in terms of setup. But I expect, like everything, that will improve over time.